You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
You are tuning in to a Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Quantum Path Radio Show with Dennis Anderson. Dennis is a psychic medium, a hypnotist, and spiritual teacher. He has had a gift to perceive the subtle energies from an early age, turning off the gift at the age of 20 to live life, love, and understand human behavior. To have it reawaken again during his late 30s due to a calling that was loud and needed to be answered, Dennis was urged by Spirit to learn more, grow more, and share his gifts that others can benefit by exploring their own unique abilities. Call in now if you would like to speak to Dennis. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 so that you can get into the host queue.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Quantum Path Radio. As noted earlier, my name is Dennis Anderson, and I am loving being here with you today, and I'm ever so grateful to once again be with you, sharing my time with you on this Monday evening at 8 o'clock, at least 8 o'clock in Eastern Standard Time. Got a few things, like obviously that, you know, as always, I like to ramble. And those that know me, they definitely know that I talk a lot anyway. I had a few interesting days, I guess you could say, over this past week. Considering that, let's put it this way, I was involved with some spiritual development classes and courses that I facilitate, like I do pretty much almost on a weekly basis at one point or another somewhere here in the GTA type area. It's always a good time, let's put it this way, and I do recommend to everybody to, you know, try to find a class actually within your own area. Because let's put it this way, when you start perceiving things of a different sort of nature or of something that's a little bit beyond the five senses, okay, and that's the kind of the neat thing here is that when you start perceiving things beyond the five senses, it actually does shift your perspective of, I guess you could say, the way of looking at things. It's a little bit less between, like, from behind the eyes, and it's a little bit more of putting yourself into somebody else's shoes. So the thing is, though, is that I really do encourage people to do it, and I have had amazing people over the past, I think I've been teaching now for the past 5 or 6 years. And the nice thing about it, though, is that as people have been growing and learning, and yeah, some of them have, you know, moved on to actually doing something professionally with, you know, for themselves. And that's great, you know, like I'm happy for them. And not everybody is, you know, let's put it this way, going to hang the shingle up outside. And that's fine too, you know. The thing is, though, is really what it comes down to is all of this work in regards to whether it be psychic or whether it be mediumship or whatever. It really just comes down to like that's just icing on the cake, and that's the way I always like to use it as an analogy. This is just a way for us to, you know, like to help somebody, to be in service. And that's kind of, I guess you could say, the most divine thing that you can do in a lot of ways, or to celebrate, I guess you could say, your own soul in some ways, is to basically try to help somebody else. Now, the thing is, though, but as you're doing it, though, there's usually a very strong, profound shift within yourself. that usually takes place, and those shifts are amazing, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to be doing it just for to become a professional at it, or to become somebody that's going to be, like I said, hang that shingle out on the front of your lawn. But business people can do it as well, like to use it within their own business, to see what is there for you, okay? And that's kind of the beauty of it. Like when you have, let's say, for example, within your own business, because it has an energy, just like anything else. Like it has an energy of its own. And let's put it this way, when you kind of connect to it, you can feel like the energy of the people that are there, the energy of the equipment. If you're in a let's say a manufacturing type of process, the energy of the dynamic, I guess you could say, of things that are going on there. And when you use it, like it really does enrich, I guess you could say, much of who you are. Anything is always worth the development, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that, let's say, for example, like they write novels or books or stories, whatever it may be, but what do they use as a tool to help create some character is, let's say, for example, the tarot cards and the tarot deck, because really what it comes down to is that you have this wonderful tool that actually takes a person through every aspect of their life, like whether it be love, whether it be jealousy, whether it be whatever, like it's, like every facet of your life is actually reflected within the tarot cards. And that's why it's so popular for, I guess you could say, for hundreds of years, for that matter. And that's the reason why, too, that there's probably, thousands of decks out there, too. You name it, like there's probably another deck being created almost every other week, I would think. I also want to thank, too, actually, before I get too far ahead of myself here, is I want to thank Tiffany White Sagewoman as well, like as we so aptly call her, Roz, because of the fact that she's the one behind the glass, I guess you could say, that pushes all the buttons and does all the wonderful things to get us set up here on this, I guess you could say, this quantum path. And she's helped, let's say, not only, for example, myself, but she's also kind of, let's put it this way, like another wonderful lady that I know as well, Betty Jane Ware. I don't know if any of you out there have listened to her show, but let's put it this way. She's, like she's helped us in various different ways to get our voice out there. But this is kind of like what we love to do. And she kind of, let's put it this way, helped to facilitate something so that this way we can bring it to a little bit of a larger audience. And so for that, I definitely give my gratitude and thanks, too. I guess I already have a caller, so I will take caller 802, please, Roz, and if you can send her through, or him through, that would be wonderful.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So what can I do for you today?
I actually have a question about my finances. My husband passed away just about 2 years ago, and he had a bed and breakfast with a business partner. We've been trying to sell it, and it just has not sold. We've dropped the price multiple times, and we've just dropped it again last week. Do you foresee that selling any time in the future?
I am getting that there is a sale happening. It's just that for some sort of reason, like it almost feels like there is a little bit of a, let's call it a hiccup, I guess you could say, more so than anything here. I know that you're hoping for something here to happen here very soon. And it's actually, the weird thing is that I'm kind of getting here is that it's almost like your husband almost kind of wants to hang on to it. And I don't know
That
why.
wouldn't surprise me.
But it's almost like he's there to sit there and try to, I don't know, like I don't think he's trying to throw a monkey wrench, because let's put it this way, I do feel that he wants you to be happy and so forth. But I think the thing is that what it comes down to is it's almost like there's going to be something new that is going to be coming up, and I do feel that there is going to be the sale happening. And let's put it this way, in regards to the sale, I feel like I am leaning towards maybe around the 3-month-ish sort of time frame, possibly in and around there yet. Because I don't know why. Like I'm just feeling like almost as if there's a little bit of a, I guess you could say, like I said, a strange blockage there that's kind of happening, and I don't know if it's something within prospective buyers. Could
it be the other business partner that's not ready yet?
And that could be if there's another business partner, then yeah.
Yeah, they were best friends.
Yeah, because it just feels like there's, like something is holding it back, and it's almost like they're not ready to let it go yet. And that's the thing there. It's almost as if it was kind of like this, I don't know if you want to call it a labor of love or not, but... it
was, for both of them.
But the thing is I think anyways, is that they're... what I'm kind of getting anyways is that it's like they're just holding it back, or it's almost like because their intention is they don't want to let it go, and that's why it's kind of like they're just not ready yet to let it, to release it yet, and that's the only thing that I'm kind of getting here. So I do see that it is going to sell. It's just that it is just a little bit more time yet, okay, and I think they just got to kind of work themselves into the whole prospect of it, I guess you could say, of letting it go and moving on to something else. Actually, to be honest with you, in a lot of ways, I do think that if it's a business partner here, because I just kind of put down a couple of cards for you as well, and that business partner, what I'm actually getting from him, though, is that he's actually starting to look at another business altogether. And that's why he's probably going to be a little bit more interested in releasing this. Okay, so I think something is coming up where he kind of wants to, let's put it this way, use whatever he makes off of this and turn it into the new business venture, I guess you could say. Okay? And that's what I'm kind of feeling from this anyways, is that's what's kind of like he's just kind of waiting for, like it just seems like there's this plan in place or that's going to start to come together. But the only thing that's going to be holding him back is the money that he doesn't have from the house yet. So I think once he kind of puts it in his head, all of a sudden he'll be very interested in letting it go. And I think that's going to happen fairly soon. So just give it a little bit more time, unfortunately, for you, but a little bit more time.
All right.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay, so that starts our evening off, and always a pleasure to talk to our callers. And I really do encourage everyone out there to give us a dingle. Let me know what's going on and what's happening in your lives. Maybe you have something interesting that you want to, or share an experience. I know that there's a lot of people out there that probably have a weird and wacky ghost story or something like that. Well, let me know. Because I got some interesting theories on ghosts and I guess you could say spirits. Heaven knows I had an interesting debate actually over at when I was at a lovely store at Moonflowers, which is up in Stouffville, and I was running my development class there, and I had these lovely. There's about let's say about 16 ladies and one gentleman there. Great group, actually, really incredible group there. I love going up there. And that just goes to show you the type of person that Charlene is as well, who actually runs and owns the store. She really does put her heart and her soul into it. And she just cares, she really does care about the people that go up there. And Actually, one lady, she sits there and she goes, "Yeah, I can't even get past the front counter without actually crying," because like she just wants to release as soon as she walks in, and because she feels so comfortable and it feels like home to her, and that's great. Like when you have a store where somebody actually walks in and they just feel comfortable and at home, I tip my hat to people that do that, because it's a lot of work actually to run a store, like to manage it, to have people running it, and to manage inventories, and as well, maintain the vision of why you actually have that store in the first place. The other thing too I wanted to mention is that earlier today I did I guess you could say a Facebook live sort of quick video. I was actually just walking home from the gym, because I have a gym on the corner of my I guess you could say the major intersection where I'm at. And it's a nice walk anyway. It's about a kilometer, so a little bit less than a mile for us, for you American friends that are hopefully tuning in. And so anyway, I was on my way back, and it was drizzling and so forth. And let's put it this way, I wasn't feeling pretty. But the thing is, that's another aspect here. When we are, let's say, for example, I want to do things where they're a little bit more raw, okay, real life, raw, that type of thing. And that's the thing that I see, I guess you could say, this vision of where things are going to go in some ways, because that's what people are. We are raw, human beings, I guess you could say. And yeah, there's going to be times where, let's put it this way, we are not going to, have our hair just so, or be the, I guess you could say, the pretty one on the internet there, like I guess you could say some well-known celebrity people. But the thing is that we should be who we are. And not worry, I guess you could say, so much about the external aspect. Like, be true to yourself, be who you are. And hey, you know what? If you feel like, like for me, I was feeling sweaty and whatever, but there was just something I wanted to share at that moment, so I did. And that was the thing that, and I didn't care. I did not care who I was portraying at that point. I wasn't going to go home and have my shower and fluff my hair and the few strands that I guess you could say that I have left on the top of my head. But but the thing is that be real, be who you are, because that's all you can be. Okay, I know that there's a lot of groups out there and a lot of people out there that they're the cheerleader and so forth, and I give them credit, because there is something to that. But always remember that be your authentic self, be your real self when you are portraying yourself to the world, because that is who you are. That is what people see anyway, no matter what. You can only put on a fake mask for so long before the mask starts to crumble, and be real, be honest, and be who you are. And there's going to be, and you will never look back and say that you were never your authentic self. And that's the thing there too. I guess I already have another caller as well. So if 216 could be put through, that would be fantastic, Roz.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Oh, I was on my treadmill. Okay, how are you?
That is awesome. Good for you. I'm glad to hear that, actually, because
I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of the shows on there when I do that. But thank you, first of all, for taking my call.
Oh, my pleasure. Actually, it's my honor too, as well, to be able to help you out in whatever way possible.
Oh. Well, my question to you is, I just started a new career, and it's in my third week. It's a major change for me, and it's a great job. I just haven't worked in this type in 2 years. I've been temping, so I'm just nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to do a good job. Is my boss, the man that hired me, is he going to be happy with my work?
Okay, well, let me just give the cards just kind of a little bit of a quick shuffle here, just so that this way I can kind of see what, and you can probably hear them riffling in the background.
I sure can.
Yeah, actually, I've got one of those decks that, let's put it this way, Betty Jane, she had the person that actually created the deck on her show a few weeks back, and I actually been using it for the past few years now. And let's put it this way, beautiful deck, actually. I definitely recommend it to people if they are interested. The only thing is that it is thick. The cardstock on it is thick. It'll probably last you a lifetime, but it is a...
Oh, that's good, though.
Yes, it is. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I'm just going to...
There's 3 main things to my job. 2 of them I got down pat, but there's one of them that I still have to practice on. But I'm new, you know. He's like type A behavior.
Oh,
but
well, and you know what? The thing, actually, you know what I'm getting here is I am getting some really good response here from him. It does feel actually pretty good, but you're right. He definitely has that type A sort of personality because it's almost like he gets kind of blinded by that a little bit, to be honest with you. It's almost like he wears this blinder, okay, sort of thing sometimes because he's so focused on maybe the tasks at hand, which is fine.
Yep.
You know, like as a manager and a boss, and let's put it this way, hey, you got to respect that. But
exactly, that's why I do. You got to hurry. Go on.
Yeah, but the only thing is that he just needs to kind of like release that now and again, so that this way he could actually truly see what's kind of going on around him. He definitely has this personality, though, where let's put it this way, he can be up and down a bit.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of getting that. Let's put it this way, like he can be somewhat emotional at times. He can be, or he can. I don't want to call it flying off the handle because he feels like he can kind of control that, but underneath it all, he does have this aspect in him that, you know, like he's kind of like this volcano sometimes kind of boiling up every now and again. But I am getting, though, that let's put it this way, he does seem to really like your work. I am getting that, actually. And if anything, actually, he seems to be talking to other people about it, and it does feel like he's actually, you know, like saying, like, okay, yeah, no, she's doing really well or whatever. And it just feels like there's going to be some additional things that will be coming your way, and it could be responsibilities or something like that. I don't know what. But just, you know, don't hesitate to ask the questions either. Okay?
I know.
And that's the thing there. Make certain that you're open to those things. Make certain that you're asking the questions when you need to. And I think that'll actually open him up a little bit, too, to say, like, okay, well, hey, you know, for something, if she doesn't know, she's going to ask, but she is taking the initiative, okay, there as well. So do what you can, man. But, hey, it's only been a couple of weeks, right? So I
know. So you do. Yeah. You don't see any no flags. Thank God. Oh my! It's taken 2 years to get here, honey. Let me tell you, it's a great job. All right, perfect.
Yeah,
so all looks well.
Yeah, it really does. And just be, like I said, just be kind of like I said. If you have questions, make certain that you're asking them. And like I said, and when you can, like, take a little bit of initiative here or there or whatever. And then this way he'll respect that. Let's put it that way. Okay?
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to get back to my running. I'm going to listen, though.
Good for you, though. I'm glad. That's awesome.
It makes me feel better. Have a nice evening. Thank you so much.
You too. You're welcome. My pleasure. Bye-bye. Okay. So, as we kind of move on, though, too, like I said, I was outside and I was just kind of, I guess you could say, just kind of feeling a certain way as I was just kind of, I guess you could say, mulling over all, like, the past week's sort of events, just from, my psychic development class, and I also had an aura sensing class that I just finished on Sunday. And I really came to some amazing realizations in a lot of ways. But they're not really. See, the funny thing is that some of these realizations, it's actually kind of funny because I remember years ago there was a man, he was talking about things like duality. He was talking about, I guess you could say, some of the basic philosophies of the universe and so forth. And the interesting thing, though, is that as he was talking about it, like, he would kind of laugh a little bit to himself because, and you're kind of wondering, like, okay, well, what's the inside joke that he has here? Because, some of this stuff is, like, pretty heavy stuff when you're thinking about it. So, once again, like, over the past little while, I've been contemplating, I guess you could say, God and thought and duality and all these really kind of, I guess you could say, heavy philosophical sort of questions. But the first thing that really, and as I was in my aura sensing class, is that I was describing, I guess you could say, some of the techniques of releasing something that has been holding you back. Okay. And this is some stuff that, let's put it this way, like, and now I think back, like, it's been around for, God, years, like many, many years. And that's the thing, like, it's just described in different ways and so forth. And let's put it this way, like, it's nothing new. Okay, and that's the thing here, like, nothing is ever new. And but the thing is, though, is I was kind of describing, I guess you could say, like, what a person can do, and a lot of that is the ease of the releasing of whatever is holding you back. Because usually, let's put it this way, we get imprinted when we're kids, by our parents, because they're the authoritative figures, the role models that we first look up to, and that we pay attention to, that we don't want to disappoint, I guess you could say, in many ways. But as we grow, we start to understand that, like, everything was, for possibly a good intention, like, depending on how you were raised and where and what and so forth. And some people, like, I'll admit, like, some kids did not have a really good, or were not brought up in a way that was conducive to joy or happiness, and I totally understand that too. So I'm very sympathetic to that. But when you look back, because a lot of it, yes, okay, that's in the past, and that doesn't define your future. But the thing is, though, is that as you look at it, like, one is to keep it simple, okay? Look at it from the simplest of as, okay, like an emotion, for example, like, and I'm going to use myself here as an example. Like, let's put it this way, like, I was a slightly overweight kid, and I was teased, I guess you could say, as a child. And yeah, like, all of you out there are probably going like, oh, poor guy, but the thing is that, let's put it this way, like, it doesn't bother me, sort of thing. But I did look at, let's say, for example, and I examined the behaviors of my mom, okay, because let's put it this way, like, culturally, like, food was very important. The basic necessities of life were very important in the life, I guess you could say, and also as the time that she was growing up. So for her, happiness in a lot of ways was to provide, okay, and as much as I look at that, and I kind of think to myself, going like, yeah, but, I struggled, and I was made fun of, but to her, the joy, I guess, for her was to actually see somebody that had enough, and more than enough. So the thing is I held on to that. I held on to that imprint, okay, and that's the thing there. Now, the trick was, is for me to release that. Now, I could sit there and say, like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the gym and work out. And for a lot of people, yeah, that kind of works to an extent. But what usually happens to, let's say, for example, a diet or going to the gym, you do it for a month, and if you're lucky, maybe a couple of months, and then you fall off, the wagon, I guess, as they would, the proverbial wagon anyway. So the thing is, though, is that as you want to get to the basics, the reason, the cause of the feelings that are there. So I looked at it as, okay, keeping it simple once again, I take myself back, let's say whether it be through meditation or whatever, and I relive certain aspects, and actually a certain amount of, I guess you could say, self-hypnosis. Because I do work as a hypnotist, so of course I've learned self-hypnosis, and I've been doing it since I was in grade 6. So the thing is that I would put myself into that state where I started going back, I guess you could say, to relive certain moments. And this is where spiritual forgiveness comes in. And it's not just forgiving of my mom, for example, because of the fact that she overfed me, but it goes deeper than that. It's the allowing myself to release the imprint that was placed upon me, even though it was done for a good reason or for what was an aspect that she wanted to share or to give, and she did it with love. But because I knew for myself, even to this day, I struggled, like with my weight and so forth. But as I look at it, I've learned to release that imprint and to forgive myself for holding on to it for so long. And that's the key there, is to forgive yourself of holding on to something. And it all goes, like, even back to anything else. And I was describing, actually, let's say, for example, that one teacher, spiritual teacher that I was discussing. And he was, like I said, he was kind of like laughing and giggling in some ways as he was describing certain things. But as I was relaying, I guess you could say, the releasing and the simplicity of being able to just tap into that, I started feeling that laughter within myself. And there's me, like I'm just like, like giggling like a schoolgirl to the others in that class. And but the thing is that it was so simple. And we make things so complicated. But you have to get back to the root cause, okay? And that's the thing here. Like, there's a lot of spiritual practices out there, like in regards to ritual, in regards to, let's say, for example, there's anything in North American native sort of practices there, or there's with yoga and the Ayurvedic sort of stuff that goes on there, or if you want to go to Asia, there's stuff there, or the ayahuasca, all that stuff. It's there. And if it resonates with you, then okay, go for it. Like use it. Like always, like use what resonates with you. But the only thing that I'm going to recommend to you, though, is try to keep it simple, get back to the cause, and then when you can, you'll just release it. Because when a problem is like, or something that you hold on to is like the dark corner. And I know that maybe other spiritual teachers will call it shadow work or whatever. And that's fine. I'm more than willing to, to give them the credit as well, because let's put it this way, there's some wonderful things that do come out of it. And whatever resonates with you, and that's the biggest thing here. whatever resonates with you. But the thing is that when you latch on to, let's say, for example, like there's always going to be a dark corner somewhere in the recess of your mind somewhere. You know, things that we've kind of tucked away and that we wanted to bury. You know, that basement full of stuff that we just hold on to that we haven't purged in many, many years, or that garage, I guess you could say, that has been filled to the rafters with mementos and everything else. A memory is a memory, and which is great, you know, but you'll always have those memories anyway. And the thing is that when you shine a light on the corners of those dark corners, your light of awareness brings it to the forefront. Okay, and that's the simple thing here. Your awareness is now bringing it to the forefront, bringing it into the light, I guess you could say. And there you can actually start to ask it the questions. Do I want to hold on to this? Do I want to hold on to this feeling? Do I want to hold on to it? Do I need to? Do I want to let it go? Do I need to let it go? But as soon as you bring your awareness to these things, all of a sudden, letting it go becomes simpler and easier. And I know it sounds easy to say when you're actually talking about it, let's say, for example, like to you out there in Radio Land, but in practice, it can be very simple. And then don't be surprised that if once you do, you'll start laughing yourself, you know, to yourself. Oh, and it looks like I have another caller. So if I can get Roz to bring through caller 856, please.
Hi, this is Laura.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So what can I do for you today?
Well, I would like to know what you see for me around my career.
Ooh, lots of career questions today anyway, and actually last week too. Seems to be interesting, actually. A lot of people have been exploring their careers over the past little while here, which is actually kind of interesting. So let me just give the cards another quick shuffle here, and then we'll get into this, okay? I do feel that there is something coming in regards to like a change of some sort. Interesting. Let me just give the cards a quick cut here, and there we go. Okay, so first thing that I'm actually getting here is that, yes, there is going to be something coming, and it actually feels like you're going to end up probably having to make a choice, okay, in regards to whether you should stay or whether you should go. Because I do feel almost as if there's... I'm just seeing papers and computers around you, sort of thing. Like it just, like I'm feeling almost flustered a little bit by looking at it all. I don't know if that's kind of going on for you here, but it definitely feels like something like that anyway. But let me put it to you this way. I do think that there is going to be some really good changes here for you. I do feel that over the course of time, and I do want to, and time-wise, I'm actually kind of looking at, let's put it this way, definitely by the end of the year, but I want to say like it could be 3 months to the end of the year, okay, that there's going to be some sort of change. And let me put it to you this way. I do feel that it is actually going to be a good thing, but you really got to start putting out the, I guess you could say, the positive sort of vibe in regards to it, okay? So be kind of specific in regards to what you want, and then start noticing, okay, some of the, I guess you could say, like, whether it be through the, okay, now I'm just kind of getting, like, there's going to be a headhunter that's actually possibly approaching you. Just make certain, though, that, you know, like you get yourself out there, known that you are starting to look, and I do feel that there is going to be some really good positive change there for you. And like I said, it feels like almost as if there's going to be a headhunter or somebody like that that's actually going to help get you placed into a new position. Yeah, some really good things here. Let's put it that way. I'm almost getting like there's almost going to be a contract actually be going to be assigned or something like that, because I think it's time. Let me put it to you that way. It's time for you to start looking for something else. Let's put it that way. It just feels like, yeah, it's time to move on. Okay, so start getting yourself out there, and I think there's going to be something is going to come up fairly soon for you. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. So the thing is that, like I was saying earlier, is just about the releasing of things. And the other thing too, actually, is as I was walking home. Like I said, I kind of got caught in the rain there a little bit, and it was, it actually brought back a lot of memories for me in regards to when I was a kid. Okay, and actually, it was actually kind of fun in a lot of ways, like walking home in the I guess you could say, like, it wasn't a big rain or anything like that. It was just more of a sprinkle. And then it really came down afterwards, like about an hour or so after I did get home. But as a kid, I remember, actually, my mom, like if there was and I grew up in basically rural Alberta, a beautiful place out there just north of Edmonton. And every time it rained, you could actually smell the freshness in the air. And I know it's kind of hard to get that here in the city, or in any city for that matter, just because of the, let's put it this way, you get a little bit of the pollution and everything else around. But when I was, and where I was growing up, there was the freshness of the air as it was raining. Basically, it was intoxicating in many ways. Like, you could almost just feel the freshness kind of move through you as you stood outside in that type of air. And of course, with the thunder and the lightning, like it actually did today, and I got lucky. That, let's put it this way, I didn't get hit or anything like that. And but that. It's just the aspect of actually being outside in the rain and not worrying about getting wet. And I think that's the biggest thing there. Like, as kids, we used to love to go outside and play, and enjoy ourselves and just have fun while we were outside. And if it was raining, we didn't care. And I used to not care. My mom would actually, in a lot of ways, she would encourage me to go out there and just have fun and play in the rain. And it was kind of weird. Like, it was almost like an image of almost like, I don't know if you've ever saw the movie, but it was called Shawshank Redemption. When the main character, he basically climbed out of the sewer, and it was raining, and he just kind of held his head up to the sky, and he had his arms out, and he was just like being cleansed. And that's the thing. Rain is very, very cleansing, and that's why I recommend to everybody to go outside. And when it's raining, especially if it's in the summertime, like, it's such a beautiful, warm, typical rain sometimes, or even if it's a little bit cooler, that's okay. Sometimes that's nice too. But get out there and just feel the rain as it, like, washes over you, and play and make puddles and so forth, and splash in them and enjoy yourself. Rain, for starters, like, it's very cleansing, not just because it's just water or whatever. And yes, you can do that if you jump into your shower. But the thing is, though, is that when it's, coming from nature like this, and that's the beauty of it. it cleanses you right down to your soul almost. And when you allow it to happen, it's transformative, and it feels good. And like I said, who cares if you get wet? You're not going to be out there for like hours on end or anything like that unless you desire to. I know some people, but with your kids even, go out there with them, have fun with them, enjoy those moments where it is raining and you can just splash in the puddles and have fun and enjoy yourself. Remember what it, and that's the thing there. Remember what it was like to be a kid again. Have fun, play, enjoy yourself. And that's the sweetness of life, the juicy bits, I guess you could say, even for that matter. And when you do that, it's like I said, it's magical, it's transformative. Like I said, my mom, she'd kick us out or kick me out anyway. If most of the time, actually, to be honest with you, is I would be the one asking. I would be the one saying, hey, can I go outside? And she would going, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Yeah, but she would say, yeah, if it's lightning, well, maybe you should come back inside, just to make certain, which is great, but like I said, just get out there and have fun. The interesting thing, too, is that when I was, many years ago, actually, I was in Myrtle Beach, actually. It was on a vacation, and it was summertime. I think it was August, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, it was in the evening, actually, and I was there with the woman I was going out with at that time. And you know what? We were out in the rain, and we were just walking along the boardwalks and stuff like that, along the beaches, and that felt good. It was just wonderful to just kind of connect that way. And you're connecting, and, with something bigger than you, once again. When you're always connecting to something more than you, your life is going to change, there's no doubt about it, and that's just one way of doing it, and there's so many other ways, do your meditations even outside if you can, if you get a chance, go to the park, meditate out there, sit underneath a tree, but get your bare feet on the grass. And that's doctor's orders here, and I'll tell you that right now. But get your bare feet on the grass when you can, because let's put it this way. When you do that, actually, we actually, and scientifically, actually, there's if you ever want to or are curious about it, you can look it up even. There's a thing called earthing, okay? And the thing is what it can do is we build up a lot of positive ions in our system due to Wi-Fi, microwave towers, cell phone towers, electricity around us, and so forth. So we are like antennas. So we build all this stuff up, all these positive ions in our system, but we got no way of releasing it because we wear things called rubber-soled shoes. Back in the day, we had leather soles. And let's put it this way, rubber, plastic, whatever, it insulates us from the ground. Energy has to flow. It comes in, but it's also got to flow out. And when you can, try to drain it off. And that's why I'm saying, sit underneath a tree, connect with it, and just feel that energy just releasing. A lot of healing has been done because of that. And it can be once again, very transformative for some people. It has been, and I can't remember the name of the documentary, but let me put it to you this way: there's been some minor miracles that have happened for people. So just putting that out there, okay? So allow yourself to do that if you can, or give yourself permission. That's part of it too. Give yourself permission to do these things. Oh, it looks like I got another caller, so if Roz can put through 619, please, that would be fantastic. If they're still available. Hello, caller.
Oh, hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's my first time calling in, so.
Oh, great. I'm glad to have the first-time people, too. That's always nice.
Yeah.
So what can I do for you today?
Oh, I don't know. Were you doing readings? Did I read that correctly, or?
I do a little bit of everything, yes. I do work as a psychic and a medium as well. And
okay. Well, I don't, can I leave it open, or do I need to give
well, if you have
idea?
a specific question, because let's put it this way, I only got a few minutes left here, so.
Yeah, you got a point. Well, oh gosh. I don't know. I don't have a question. That's the thing. I'm trying to think of. What about can I just get a general reading, or no?
Well, it can be. Well, like I said, we'll have to make it a quick one, though, because...
Yeah, that'd be fine. Whatever.
Is there something, let's say, is it love or career? Maybe...
Well, I don't know. We could check on my love life if you want.
Okay,
that would
well,
be
let's do
fun.
that then. Okay, fair enough. Not a problem. So I'm just giving the cards a quick shuffle. And what's your name, if you don't mind me asking?
Donna.
Donna.
My name is Donna. Yes.
Okay, Donna. And as I'm shuffling the cards, what kinds of things did you used to like to do as a kid that really just kind of had fun?
Oh gosh, I'll ride my horse, ride bikes. Then I got a little motorcycle. Anything outdoors, swimming, gymnastics, all kinds of fun things.
Oh, very nice. Well, not too many kids have
camping,
a horse.
Fishing, yeah.
That's actually wonderful. Let's put it that way.
I lucked out for sure.
Well, yeah, you did. That's for sure.
I did.
Are you still able to get out there and ride a horse now and again?
Oh, I would. You know what? I would love to. I just have to go find somebody that it'd be nice to meet somebody new that has a horse. But I guess I could. I should. Yeah.
Okay. So in regards to, let's put it this way, your love life and so forth that I am getting here anyway, is that, yes, let's put it this way, there has been some stuff going on there in the past, okay, but I am seeing that there is going to be some sort of new way of, it just feels like, let's put it this way, it's time to kind of look at things a little bit differently. Okay, in regards to the love life, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Some of those old patterns don't necessarily work for you anymore. Okay. So the thing is that you may want to look at maybe okay, well, how can I fine tune what it is that I want? Okay, and that's what I'm kind of getting here, is that you need to start looking, well, it's up to you, actually, for that matter. I shouldn't say need. But start looking at things a little bit differently, okay? Like looking at things as, okay, what can I do to attract the person that I really want in my life? Okay, so in other words, you can look for, and I do feel that it is going to be coming. Okay, and I am feeling that for you, but I am getting, though, that there has to be a little bit of waiting yet, okay, so just be patient, and it will come. But the thing that I am getting here, though, is that start looking at, okay, the type of person that you're looking for. Are they spiritual, maybe, for example? That type of thing, okay? Look, and start describing, even in your own mind, okay, this is the type of personality that I would like to have, maybe somebody that's funny, somebody that, that can connect spiritually, that can, that's being a little bit more open about certain things, that has an ability to be able to, let's say, for example, look at, let's say, even a family, that type of thing, where they're open to that type of aspect, maybe. That type of thing. Start being a little bit more specific, and I do feel that it is going to come. Okay.
What about the possibility of a past love coming back?
Okay. Well, there was that aspect there. Let me put it to you that way. The only thing is, though, is that what I'm kind of getting from the past is that it wasn't really serving you anymore. Okay, because certain things have changed within you. Okay, and that's what I'm kind of getting here is that the way of looking at things has changed, where you're not so much satisfied with taking something from the past anymore. It's kind of like now you need something a little bit more richer in regards to like a complete. And that's the thing here is that things weren't really complete with this person. It's almost like, yes, there was a good connection in many ways, but I don't think things were really fully complete in every aspect, okay? And it's not just, let's say, for example, the chemistry that you have with somebody, but it could actually be a little bit of like, okay, well, can I spend the time with them? Are they open to talking? Are they open to, let's say, for example, like going towards a common goal of, between the two of you? And that kind of felt that lacked a little bit of different things there. Now you can start fine-tuning it, okay, and start putting that out there. And I do feel that it is going to come. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's good. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. And thank you for tuning
All right.
in. Okay,
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Wow. Okay. And according to my clock here, we only got about 4 minutes left, I think. Holy smokers. That's this evening has been flying by already, and I just can't believe how fast these things go. Like this is just amazing. Like how time almost just seems to go in fast forward, I guess you could say, whenever I get on here. And it's probably just because of the fact that I do talk a lot. So my apologies to you out there, but hey, I guess it wouldn't be good radio if it was just silence and dead air. So anyway, the thing is actually, you know what? I didn't even mention some of the things that I'm going to be doing here. So this coming month, actually, okay, so on August 10th, I will be at 6:30. I will be at the Breakthrough Center in Brampton. I'll be doing another psychic development class there. Same thing on the 11th. I will be at Happy Soul in downtown Toronto. And then on the 16th, I will be at Moonflowers doing my psychic development there as well. So that's up in Stouffville. Now, the interesting thing is that on August 11th, this is going to be kind of like, this is sort of like my Christmas. And I laugh about it, actually, because of the fact that, everybody has their own version of Christmas. Well, Ribfest for me up in Stouffville is actually going to be kind of like my Christmas. So I will be spending my time up there during the day doing some readings and so forth over at one of the tents there with Moonflowers. So if you're in the area, feel free to join me. If anything, just to say hi. You don't have to get a reading, even though that they will be at a really incredible discounted price there, because we're definitely offering some discounted readings. And let's put it this way, it's just a wonderful way to get outside and do what I love. But like I said, even if you're not there for a reading, just come and connect with me and just say hello if you're in the area. And I would really welcome and appreciate that, actually, for that matter. As well, feel free to connect with me on Facebook, because I do spend a fair amount of time on there now and again. And also, too, if you're interested in any readings, I will be actually pretty busy here this coming month, but if you're looking for a reading here, hopefully within maybe September or something like that, feel free to connect with me on my website. We can book something through there. And just as a little hint, I will be offering some discounts here pretty soon. I will keep it posted on my website, so just make certain, though, that you connect to it, and I will be more than happy to share some time here with you if you do have any questions or concerns that maybe you just need a little bit of clarity on. As well, too, if you're a business owner, feel free, give me a call, because if you're interested in learning, like how to read people a little bit differently, like in a different way, this is a very good way. Like the psychic development classes, like I said, can really help you in regards to possible sales, or like I said, taking a look at your business from a different perspective. Okay, so feel free to connect with me, and I'd be more than happy to even just kind of discuss it a little bit at first before we actually get into anything. So aside from that, it's now 9 o'clock. And I just want to show you all of you my gratitude just by saying thank you for tuning in tonight. And I am ever so grateful. And in turn, I'm ever so grateful for the universe for allowing me the time tonight to actually be able to spend with you. And remember, get out there if it's raining and have some fun out there. Okay? So have yourself a wonderful night, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Yo, everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group. Just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.